What's going on, guys? Okay, so I made a couple of these videos and my setup keeps on changing, but I think this is going to be the final setup, so I figured I would make another one because like I said, I think this is going to be pretty much my final setup, give or take. So anyway, this is my home garage. Just a detached garage that's outside of my house. This is my quote-unquote side hustle. I do not work as a mechanic full-time. I've actually never even worked at a shop, but I've been doing my own. I've been working on cars for a long time, and I've been doing my own thing out of my home garages for a long time. And I take this just as seriously, and I try to be just as professional as any reputable professional shop out there. So anyway, I just figured a lot of videos on YouTube about toolbox tools and garage tours, and I figured I would do my own. Like I said, I made a couple of them, but my setup changed quite a bit the last couple months. So this is pretty much going to be my give or take. I do plan on getting a lift in here sometime, and there might be a couple other changes, but for the most part, 90%, this is definitely going to be like my my final setup. So I'm just going to do a tour. It's probably going to be a long video. I don't know how great the quality is going to be, but I'll do my best. But I'm going to do a whole video of the garage setup and my toolbox setup. So you come into the garage, and the first thing you have here is you have the air compressor. I have an air line hooked up. This toolbox right here was my the box that I recently I bought this on Marketplace. This box right here, and I was just running out of room, so I actually I'm just selling this box now because I upgraded to this Snap-on Epic. So this one's for sale now. I actually got a great deal on this Epic, so I decided to buy this and just get rid of this box. But anyway, like I said, you have I have my hose reel right here. The whiteboard, I use this a lot for, I was making a YouTube video about how to do brakes, and this was a diagram of how to adjust a star wheel adjuster on a parking brake. But anyway, I use this a lot for myself, if I'm torquing something down, writing down the torque values, just kind of like keeping myself organized and having everything written out really well on the whiteboard. So I actually use this a lot. I like having it. Coming over here, let's actually go over here first. I have my cabinets, pretty typical stuff. I have a bunch of like bolts, lubricants, WD-40, penetrating oil, brake parts, lubricant, anti-seize, Teflon tape, some AC stuff, just typical lubricants. You have your Permatex silicone sealant, thread locker. You guys get the idea. Coming down here, this is the workbench right here. I was actually doing some brake lines, that's why this is out right now. But the workbench is it's a nice size workbench. I have a vise. I have a nice little mat that I just put down on here. Over here, just a ton of brake clean, ton of towels, fire extinguisher, obviously, bench grinder, gloves. Underneath the workbench, I have some blow molded cases. A little messy right now. This one right here, this is a master ball joint press kit. I don't know who makes this. I think it's OTC, but it has pretty much every adapter you can need. And then, hold on a second, let me switch hands. That's a slide hammer kit. That's a wheel bearing press kit. Over here is what is that? Oh, that's a fan clutch kit. And then just some like oil containers. Right here we have, like I said, we have the workbench, but we have everything, everything that a lot of stuff on the shelves. We have a lot of, this is a lot of electrical stuff. You have like your heat shrink, you have your terminal ends, butt connectors, wires, obviously. This is a little relay jumper kit right there. It really comes in handy. Test leads, some tape, just some more wiring stuff. Coming over here, heat gun. This is just an assortment of a bunch of stuff. You know, this is metric O-rings. These are SAE, vacuum connectors, more heat shrink. This is a vacuum plug kit right here. You know, this is a battery terminal lug tool, some crush washers. You know, you guys get the idea. Just some loom, some a lot of worm clamps there, some mechanics wire, just, you know, everything that, you know, here's, you know, you have panel clips. You know, you have, these are pinch hose clamps, bolts, cotter pins, some brass tees, you know, just a lot of stuff like when you're doing a car that you're gonna have to, you know, you're gonna need to reach over here and get something. And you know, it's just kind of like my go-to station. So we're gonna get onto the toolbox next. All right, so here we have my Snap-on Epic. It's a 68 inch. I just got this. I love it. Perfect for this, for my garage here. You know, I can get all my hand tools and, you know, all the blow molded cases that are not that big in here and stay nice and organized. By the way, over here, I have a battery jump box. Obviously, you need one of those. But yeah, I just got this and I just got it organized, and I really, really like it. So the top of the box is pretty clean. Just have some chargers there. I have my Milwaukee charger, my DeWalt, aka Mac charger right here. This is a tuning device for when you're tuning. When you do, I do a lot of performance stuff here. So if you're doing like a, you know, if you're you know, if you do like a let's just say a camshaft on a Corvette, after that you got to tune the ECU, because, you know, you're obviously changing a lot about the engine. So this is a device that you hook up and, you know, you adjust the spark and the air fuel and stuff like that. GM stuff, I can do some of that stuff on my own, but I have a tuner for GM and I have a tuner for Ford stuff that if I can't do it, they do it for me. So the laptop is, you know, goes along with this. It's also, you know, if I have to print out wiring diagrams or look something up, I have a subscription to All Data. So I'm always going to this to, you know, look up service information and wiring diagrams and whatnot. And then here's my main scan tool. This is the Altel, I think it's the MK, yeah, it's the MK808 Bluetooth. This scanner is terrific. I think it was about $600. Bluetooth, fully bidirectional, special functions. It pretty much does most of the stuff, most of the stuff that the higher end, you know, Snap-on scan tools do. I've had this for about a year, and you know, 99% of the time it works really well. Every now and then you get a card that it's just, for some reason, it doesn't like, but this is always my go-to scanner. It's really never let me down. The only thing negative I can say about it is it's a little bit slow. I wish it was a little bit faster, but I mean, you know, that's, as long as it works, and it does work. It works well. So, all right, going into the main. So here, this is this box came with a really the mat that came on this box was really messed up. It was completely just trashed, and I actually I went to Home Depot. I don't even remember what it's called, but I got this like this, I guess it's like this bed liner mat, and I put it on top of the box, and it looks really nice. I mean, you should have seen it. It was, you know, when I bought it, it was like bubbling up, and it was dirty, and I was just going to leave it like that. And then I went to Home Depot, and I was, you know, I remember somebody like on, somebody mentioned like on the, I read it somewhere that somebody said like, oh, if you go to, you know, you just get like a bed liner top and you can cut it to size. And I mean, that's what I did, and it came out looking really nice. So I'm very happy with the way that looks. It's nice and clean. It's easy to work on, and it's very easy to clean off when you're done working on it. So yeah, really happy with the way that came out. But anyway, getting to the top drawer. So yeah, this is, I don't know how long I want to make this video, but let's just go with it. So in terms of brands, a lot of Snap-on, you know, a lot of Snap-on, a lot of different brands. I've been acquiring tools over the years. I just actually got in contact with the Snap-on dealer. Um, he makes his route around my way, and I just kind of meet him if I need something, wherever he's at. But most of the stuff I bought on my own, either used, either off the Snap-on website or just Amazon, whatever. But yeah, I've been collecting tools for a long time, and I like to have nice tools. And like I said, I do treat my garage just like a professional shop. Every car that comes in here gets a I guarantee all my work, I warranty all my work. And I really treat this. This is like I said, I do have a full-time job. This is not what I do for a living, but I do treat this. I treat my business here with a lot of respect, and I really take pride in everything that I do. And I like to always have the right tool for the job. So anyway, not enough rambling. So let's start over here. Right here, I have my 1/2 inch click type torque wrench. This is 50 to 250, so good for doing lug nuts, axle nuts, stuff like that. This is my Snap-on 3/8 digital torque wrench. Does angle, does everything. It's 5 to 125 foot-pounds, and this is very versatile. I pretty much use this. This is kind of my go-to torque wrench. I am kind of a torque Nazi. I do try to torque everything down to manufacturer spec. I like to, when I deliver a customer's car back, I like to make sure that everything's torqued to spec and it was done properly. So I do use my torque wrench a lot. This is a inch-pound torque wrench made by CDI. I don't know if Snap-on makes CDI or CDI makes Snap-on, or if they have some kind of relationship. I don't know what it is, but this is a 10 to 150 inch-pound torque wrench, and I use this a lot. If you're doing oil pan bolts, a lot of M6x1 bolt are between, around like 90 inch-pounds. And, this is going to be a little bit more precise than this guy at the lower torque values. So I use this on oil pan bolts. If I'm doing, like a supercharger on a car, usually the bolts that go into the head are M6x1. So this is a really precise torque wrench that I do use quite often. I actually just had all 3 of my torque wrenches checked for calibration on the Snap-on truck, and they were all dead on. So these are all known good torque wrenches. This guy right here, this is the Snap-on, really long. I can't even get it in the picture. It's the SHLF80A. I think it's 24. I don't know. This is 24 inches, 26 inches. I don't know, but it's a big ratchet, and it can pretty much, it's either gonna break the bolt loose or it's gonna break it off. That's kind of, I don't go to this ratchet very often because it's got so much leverage, and you really do have to be careful when you're using it. But it's nice to have. This ratchet is really great. I think this is 18 inches long. It's a flex head. Most of my ratchets are flex head. I like the flex head feature of the ratchets. Extra long 3/8 drive ratchet, pretty slim. This is one of my favorite ratchets. This is great for caliber bracket bolts. Good for getting into tight places and having a lot of leverage on a with a 3/8 drive socket on there. So really, really versatile, really long. I have good feel with this. This is an amazing ratchet. This is just a gear wrench ratchet. It's a little bit more low profile than the one I just showed you. But again, it's 120 tooth. It's really fine tooth, and it's pretty durable. It kind of, if you're putting a lot of torque on it, you can feel it flex a little bit. So getting in tight places, I'll use this. But if I have to crack anything loose, I'll generally go to the Snap-on ratchet. This is my most commonly used ratchet. This is the Snap-on FH LF80A. It's like 12 inches, maybe, it's like 12 inches. And I have really good feel for this ratchet. I've been using this for a long time, and this is pretty much my go-to ratchet. It's my most used tool in this whole box, and I have really good feel with this. If I'm not torquing something down and I have this ratchet in my hand, I have a really good feel for how tight something should be with this ratchet. I just have a lot of use with this ratchet, and I love it. Coming up here, we have a Snap-on nut driver. This little stubby guy is great. I actually use this a lot. Good for, if you just want to, tighten something by hand. Really good for feel, getting underneath dashes. It has a lot of use to it. These are some. This is a stubby Craftsman. This is a stubby 3/8 ratchet. Again, I use this a lot. It's good for, getting in tight places with a 3/8 socket, and it's nice to have feel with your hand, when you have a ratchet with leverage, when you're using the same ratchet, when you have experience with ratchets with leverage, how something feels. But anytime you're working with a ratchet with less leverage and you can really feel what you're doing, sometimes that's what you need. So yeah, I have some more ratchets here. I got another Snap-on 1/4 inch swivel. This is a Klein ratchet. This is a DeWalt ratchet, but nice variety of ratchets, all different sizes, mostly flex heads, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, 3/8 inch, pretty much everything you'll need. I got the Milwaukee ratchet, cordless ratchets. This is the long handle 3/8. Really, really good ratchet. This is the regular 3/8. Honestly, at this point, if I can get a electric ratchet in there, if I can do, if I can break something loose, and I always usually finish off a job with a hand ratchet, tighten it down, or a torque wrench. But other than that, if I can get in there and break something loose and run something down with the electric ratchet, I'm going to do that every time over the manual ratchet. They're really nice to have, and they just they make the job a whole lot easier. So up here, the the top part of the drawer, this is all 1/2 inch. So this is actually 1/2 inch Icon from Harbor Freight. I couldn't really justify spending the price for Snap-on. I mean, the deep set is like $600 or something, and these haven't used them much, but they look high quality. I mean, I've read good things about them. They feel high quality. I don't use 1/2 inch chrome all that much, so if I do need to use them, I'm sure they're going to be fine. Coming over here, this is just 1/2 inch impact, deep and shallow, 10 to 24 on both sides. All of this over here, these are all axle nut sockets. These are all Cornwell and Matco, anything from like 30 to 38 millimeter. A couple standard sizes. These are Astro, made by Astro Pneumatic, wheel lug nut sockets. Good for not marring up the the inside of the wheel. If you have like a nice wheel and you don't want to mar it up, those are good to use. This right here is a Snap-on lug nut extractor set. Here in I'm out of right outside of Philadelphia, but we get this is the Rust Belt. We get a lot of swollen lug nut sockets and sockets. Yeah, swollen lug nuts. And a lot of times you do have to go to this, and it's good to have. These really bite hard. These have never let me down, and I use these more than you would think. These do get a good amount of use. These are, I'm not going to open it up, it's kind of tight in here. These are just oil filter. Why not open it up? Oil filter sockets for like a lot of like some German cars. They have a lot of different applications, but these are all the most common sizes. You can kind of see there, but definitely something to have. This is the let me see if I can open this up. Blue Point Master Allen Torx, inverted Torx, security Torx, all that stuff set. This set is a really nice set. I actually just got this the other day. My Snap-on guy, he wanted like he didn't have any of them on his truck. I wanted to get this set. I had like a bunch of I had a couple sets. I had like a Sonic set, a KD set. I had a bunch of this, but I really wanted this set. It's complete. I know it's good quality, and I actually found this on Marketplace. I got this for about $400. Definitely, it's a steep price, but it's a great set, and it's lifetime warranty, and it's really complete. So I'm happy that I got this. I actually got this last night. Coming over here, this is, I guess I'll just, so in the middle of the box. So these are, so like I said, I have all my 1/2 inch stuff up here. These swivels right here are made by Astro Pneumatic. Astro Pneumatic's a great company. These are 1/2 inch pinless swivels, and these are amazing, especially when you pair it up to this 1/2 inch gun. I know these, these tools are really clean, but I use these a lot. Every time I'm done a job, I clean off my tools. This was $80, and I know the Snap-on set is about $1,000. Let me tell you one thing. This is just as good as $1,000 Snap-on set. These are, I mean, this probably weighs about 20 pounds right here. Each socket probably weighs about 2 to 3 pounds. They're pinless, they're lifetime warranty, they work well. I love the set. It's great, like I said, when you pair it with the 1/2 inch impact, you get into tight places, caliber bracket bolts, just anything you can really think of. It's a fantastic set. I highly, highly recommend that. Back here, I have spark plugs. This is like a Matco spark plug set. I have a couple other ones. Anyway, coming over here, this is all 3/8 stuff. So 3/8 deep and shallow in impact. Same thing. This is, I should have these switched around. Yeah, let me switch these around real quick. This is 3/8 deep and shallow chrome. 3/8 deep and shallow standard. This is by Sunex, a 3/8 impact swivel set. I use these a lot. These are terrific. Sunex makes Sunex. I don't know if I'm saying it the right way, but they make some really good stuff. This is a set that I use a lot, especially paired with this impact right here. Works great. Coming over here, I just got these. These are really good. These were super expensive. These were like $500, but these are 3/8 deep chrome swivels, and these are great because you could feel they're kind of stiff, but they're not so like you can move them, but they're kind of stiff. So when you pair it up with with a ratchet, and you want to get it really seated on a bolt in a tight place, and you don't want it to move around, it works really well. Certain things, again, these are like, this was like $500. I mean, it's there's no 6-piece swivel socket set. This should be $500, but this is something that I use. Something that I really couldn't find any deep chrome swivels anywhere. There's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of impact swivels, a lot of deep impact swivels, but the chrome deep swivels I couldn't find anywhere. So I just ended up buying these off my Snap-on guy. When I say my Snap-on guy, I just got a Snap-on guy like a week. He's not really like, I guess he's my Snap-on guy, but just somebody that I hooked up with. And like I said, when he's he's always around the area, so if I need something, I just kind of text him. And but I bought this off of him about a week ago, and haven't used them yet, but I know I'm gonna use them quite a bit. Snap-on extensions. These are 3/8. These are 1/4 inch. They're both wobble. I like the wobble and the wobble plus. I like wobble the most because you can seat it on just as good, in my opinion, as like. You can use a wobble, and it's going to be just as good as a regular one. I probably would have elected to get the wobble plus, but I got these pretty cheap, so I just went with these. I do have other extensions right here that are like this one that's fixed. So I definitely I have both. I have the wobble, I have the fixed. I have these are 3/8 and 1/4 inch. I also have some 1/2 inch right here. 1/2 inch I don't use all that much. This one I actually use quite a bit. For torquing down lug nuts, you need like that little bit of extra extension. I use this one quite a bit. These are just some Icon reducers and increasers. I actually have a set coming tonight that I bought. I bought off eBay. My friend does eBay, and he bought them for me. It's this set, but it's in standard and it's shallow, so they're going to be right here by the end of the night. Don't know how much I'm going to use them for, but I got them for a really good price. They're like $80. 1/4 inch stuff, deep and shallow metric, deep and shallow standard. This set right here is made by a company called, you already know, Astro Pneumatic. This is a 1/4 inch, just take one of them out, 1/4 inch swivel metric socket set. These are good. These are actually amazing. The reviews, I got this off Amazon for like $40. The Snap-on one would have been like $600 or $700. But these, again, they move, but they're not too sloppy. They have a lifetime warranty. Everything that I've ever had from Astro has been high quality, and these, like I said, the reviews they got were great, and they feel good. I've used them a little bit, and I haven't had any issues with them. So definitely recommend that set. This right here is a master. I use this all the time. I don't remember who this is. Casaman. This is cheap. This is like literally $15 off Amazon, but this is a master 10mm socket set, and we have basically you have in 1/4 inch and 3/8 inch. We have 1/4 inch. Let me get this on top of the toolbox. We have, okay, so we have 1/4 inch here, and then we have 3/8 here, and it's all the same thing. We have a shallow. You have a shallow impact with a magnet. You have a semi-deep. You have a semi-deep, and these are all 10mm. Semi-deep right here, flex head, and then a deep. These are great. I mean, especially the flex head ones. Like I said, the 1/4 inch and the 3/8 are all the, these are all the same thing as in 3/8 version as what I just pointed out in 1/4 inch version. But I go to these a lot. This is a really good set. In fact, I go to this all the time, and for $15, this is, I mean, like I said, I go to this set all the time, and it's, for a 10mm socket, it's never going to really break. And this has every variety in a 1/4 inch and 3/8 that you're ever going to need. So one of my best purchases for sure. Snap-on Allen bit set. Good to have. And then my impacts, I have a Mac. This is, I don't know if it's exactly DeWalt, but I mean, it takes the DeWalt batteries. It looks like DeWalt. It acts like DeWalt. Maybe somebody can inform me in the comment section if it's actually DeWalt or if it's just, slightly modified DeWalt. But it's a 1/2 inch impact here. This is DeWalt 3/8 impact right here. These work really well. I don't even actually own any 1/2 inch air, or I don't even own any air impacts anymore. I just always go to these. I just never found myself using air impacts. I do use some air tools, but for impacts and for ratchets, there's really no point. And then just some stuff over here, bit set, triple square set. This is set by Easy Red. It's a I use this for like my bits. You can put a bit in there, and you can put these extensions in there, put a bit in there, and they work well. This is made by VIM. Just good for bits. Actually, I ordered it was like a 200-piece bit set off Amazon. It's going to be coming later today. So you can never have enough bits. No matter what you do, you're going to break some bits, and you need to have spares. So yeah, this is pretty much the top drawer. I'm really happy with how it's laid out. Like I said, everything's here. I have that standard set coming. My friend's bringing it over later today. He bought it off eBay. Yeah, I mean, I'm really happy with it. I don't, I'm definitely gonna, you always find tools that you need to add, but I think this is pretty much, most of what I'm, most of what I need. So, all right, let's go on to the wrench drawer. All right, so here we have the wrench drawer. I didn't invest a ton of money in wrenches. I'll show you my setup here. Over here, these are my gear wrench, metric ratcheting wrenches. These are Gear Wrench. It makes a great product. Their wrenches, their ratcheting wrenches especially. It's like, 8 to 19. These work really well. This set right here. So I have, I got a good deal on this SK metric set right here. I know they're not I don't think this set is made in the USA anymore, but they are high quality. And honestly, for just a standard box end wrench, I mean, I don't really find myself ever going to just a box end wrench, an open / box, this type of wrench really for anything. I mean, maybe if I'm holding a fastener and I have to, holding like a nut and I have to zip a bolt out on the other side with the impact, I'll grab this. But just regular wrenches, I don't find myself using them all that much. So, buying a $500 set of Snap-on regular wrenches just doesn't make sense to me. This is a great set. This is a gear wrench extra long box end ratcheting wrench set. So you have your I'll take this one right here. Right here, it's a 14 millimeter. You have your box end right here. You have your ratcheting end right here. They're super long. I use these all the time. I think a lot of people are familiar with this set. A lot of people have it. It's a great set. This set I use even more. This is a set made by SK, but I think Mountain was the original company that made these. Now pretty much every company makes them. They have a lot of off-brand companies on Amazon. You have your Mako ones. They all make this, but this is one of my favorite sets here. I use this as much as I can. It's an extra long, as you can see, double box end, reversible, ratcheting, swivel, wrench. And as you can see, I mean, you have the set, you have 10 to 19. You can literally, I mean, with the leverage, with this, with the swivel head, with the reversible lock, you can use these on anything. I've been using these for a long time, put a lot of leverage on them, and they've never let me down. So I love this set right here. Coming over, let's go over here. This is a Westward set of just standard. This is sorry. This is a 6-point box end wrench set right here by Westward. Westward is I think it's a pretty good company. I don't know. Haven't used them much, but I also have the SK ones because these are 12-point right there. And then over here, another SK set in standard. I never use standard. I mean, literally never. But I have a good set of wrenches here if I need them. I have my crow's feet, my flare nut crow's feet right here. Use these a decent amount. These are made by Crescent. Pretty good quality. Never had an issue. I have these are like 45-degree angled wrenches. This is my my flare nut wrench set. Both. This is Craftsman Professional, so USA made Craftsman, both in standard and metric. When you're doing brake lines, you definitely want to be using, or any kind of like brake line, power steering line fitting, you definitely want to use one of these wrenches. You want to get a good purchase on the nut and break it loose without rounding it off. So I've had this set for a long time, never had an issue with it with these. I have a long Mac pry bar here. It's like 36 inches, good for popping out ball joints, good for suspension work. You definitely have to have a long pry bar. These are ratcheting open end wrenches. I just got this set. I got these really cheap. I don't think I'm ever going to use them, but hey, they look nice. They come in a tray, and they make it look, they make the drawer look a little bit cooler, I guess. Like I said, I don't know why I would use them, but maybe, who knows? Haven't even tried them out yet, but yeah. These are 2 Blue Point Crescent wrenches, or this one's a 10-inch one. This one's a 12-inch one. Really good. They grip well, and they're sturdy, and they're good for just if you have to hold something or whatnot. And then this one right here. This is part of that Westward set that I showed you earlier. This goes from 20 to 25, so I have everything from 8 to 25 millimeter, and this is a little stubby 10 to 19 millimeter wrench set down here. I use this a lot. Good for getting in tight places. Sometimes you can only get a wrench like this in a spot, and it's good to have these. So yeah, that's my my wrench drawer. Pretty happy with it. I don't think I'm going to be I know I'm not going to be like upgrading any of these wrenches like the Snap-on ones. I just don't feel like it's worth it. And yeah, I'm really happy with the way this drawer came out. Everything's laid out nicely. Everything is pretty good quality, and it's pretty much every wrench that I would need. I never find myself needing anything else other than what I have here. So I'm happy with this drawer. All right, so next drawer. Sorry, I have to take some breaks in between this. This is like already going on a half hour. This is the screwdriver, pick, pry bar drawer. I have the Snap-on 8-piece screwdriver set. This is another cheap screwdriver set. I'll use these if I just want to pry something back, or if I don't want to use my Snap-on one. This is made by Ampro. It's actually not a cheap set. It's actually a really nice set. I don't even remember where I got these from. Snap-on radiator hose pick plier set. Really, really useful if you're trying to get in there some leverage and pry a you have a stuck radiator hose. It's been on there for 100,000 miles. It breaks the seal pretty nicely. Up here, mini screwdriver set, mini pick set, seal puller set, long pick set. Over here, this set is amazing. I'm going to show you guys this. So this is a, I'll bring it to the toolbox. This is a set made by Tecton. It's a mini, I guess these are about 6 inch long, mini pry bar set. And I have 2 more in there, but this one is like a, what is this, like a 45 degree. This one's like a 45 degree. I think they're both, no, this one's like maybe like a 30 degree. This one's like a 45 degree. But anyway, this one's a little thinner. This one's a little thicker. You can see these are great for just doing anything. You know, you want to get in there and you want to pry off you want to, pinch a connector. You want to, pry up a panel clip. These are super, super awesome. These are like $20 and I use these all the time. They're sturdy, they're small, they get into tight places, and they do a lot of different things. Like I said, it comes in a 4-piece set back here. Really, really highly recommend it. Tecton is a really good company. They have a pretty good name for themselves, and they make quality tools. And this set right here is made in the USA. I didn't even know that. But this 4-piece mini pry bar set is awesome. I highly, highly recommend it. Panel, trim tool. This one right here, this is made by, again, Astro Pneumatic. This is a carbide scraper set. So when you're cleaning off, you take off a water pump, you want to clean off the surface, or, you want to clean off the gasket, you want to clean off the mating surface of anything. This does a really good job. You can, go real easy, go real smoothly, not dig into it. And the carbide bit's going to do all the work for you. So this really cleans up surfaces very nicely. Some pocket screwdrivers here. This is a valve stem tool. And then what else? I got a large, this is just a large, basically a large flat end pry bar, I guess you would call it. Don't use this that much, but I have it. This right here is a long, thin Mac screwdriver, but I use this as a stethoscope. I know there's an actual stethoscope that I think I have one of those somewhere, but this is really good. Like if you're looking to like isolate a noise, like valve train noise, like you don't know if a noise is coming from like the valve train or somewhere else, you put this there, you put your ear up to it, and I'll tell you, this works really well. I don't think I've ever used this as a screwdriver. I think I've just only used this as a stethoscope. I've had this for a long time, so it works for me. And yeah, it just works for me. This is a pry bar set made by Mayhew. This is just as good as any Snap-on or Mac or Matco pry bar set. This was like a $120 set, but I'll take out a smaller one so you guys can see it. Very, very heavy duty, striking. Lifetime warranty. I'm 99% sure these are made in the USA. I actually had a while ago, I had a 3-piece set of these in my old house, in my old garage, and they were great. I don't remember why I got rid of them. I think I got rid of them because I got a Snap-on set. But anyway, I just bought these about a month ago, and I used them a little bit, but like I said, I have had prior experience with Mayhew, and they are terrific. I mean, you put one of these in your hand, and you can feel that it's very, very, very good quality. So I think a lot of you guys watching this probably already know of Mayhew, and you know that it's a good brand. So yeah, I got this set. It's a 5-piece set. I think I paid about $120 for it, but yeah, I definitely plan on keeping these forever. So this is a screwdriver drawer, like a screwdriver, pick, pry bar. Very happy with the way this came out. The only thing I think at some point I'm going to get is maybe the long screwdriver set, the 8-piece long screwdriver set by Snap-on. But yeah, I mean, this, I'm pretty happy with this drawer. I think it's pretty complete. Next up is the plier drawer. So starting over here, we have the big Snap-on channel locks. Good for a lot of different things. We have the, I don't know if I'm going to say this correctly, but the Knipex, Knipex. I don't know how to say it. I say Knipex. No, what do I say? I say Knipex. I don't know. I say it different every time. But this is the, what are these? Like maybe 12 inches, but these are, channel locks. You have a smaller pair of channel locks. These are really good, high quality, high quality, channel lock pliers. I use these for a lot of different things, hose clamps, grabbing onto things, whatever. Everybody knows it. Nipex, or however you say it, is a really good, brand. They're not that expensive, compared to the Snap-on. They're probably about half the price, but they're just as good of quality. This is a 4-piece vice grip set made by Blue Point. This is a 2-piece C-clip removal set. Snap ring pliers. They have interchangeable tips, so you can, as you can see, you can change out the tips and get it, put the, whatever sizes the snap ring holes are, you can get it to that exact size. This is a really nice set. I have a bigger pair of Snap-on, this is a pretty heavy duty set, right? Pretty, robust pair of snap ring pliers. If there's something like, if I'm doing like a, something where it's like a bigger, C-clip and it needs a little bit more, leverage. It's got pretty thick tips up there, so I have that in case I need it. This is a Cornwell hose pinch plier set. I think that's what they're called. Mako, long reach needle nose pliers, one with a 45 degree right there. Long dikes. This is for pinch clamps. Coming over here, this is a Blue Point pair of spark plug boot pliers. These are 2 hose clamp pliers right here. This is the wiring stuff. This is the Snap-on wire stripper and crimper pliers. Really like these. I use these a lot. I like to do wiring. I do a lot of wiring, actually. I also have this. I think this is made by Klein. This is a automatic wire stripper tool. This is honestly much better than this, especially for the smaller gauge stuff. It just gives you a really precise cut every time. This is a ratcheting crimper right here. You can use that. You can use, this crimper. But wiring is actually one of my, I guess I would say, specialties. I do my diagnostic skills when it comes to like ECUs and wiring and stuff like that is pretty good. And a lot of times I do get cars from other shops where they threw the parts cabinet at the car and they couldn't figure it out. And then, I end up figuring it out. It's some kind of voltage drop or it's an ECU or something like that. But, just because I'm on like my wiring, tools here, I really do like wiring, and I have a pretty good I've learned a lot about wiring, so I do enjoy working with like wiring and diagnosing stuff like that. So that's just something that I kind of enjoy more than some other things when it comes to working with cars. These are made by Crescent. This is a I use these for pulling out fuses or just getting in tight places. It's a super low profile needle nose plier set. This is a very, very low profile flush cut set right here. Really good for reaching in and cutting off a zip tie. Feel really good in the hand. You can see that the really good quality. I like these a lot. And then these are all my other pliers. These are the Cobra. I don't exactly know the name. The double, I forget the name of these, but these are really good. They grab onto things really well. They hold on to, these are great. These have a lot of use. Hose clamps, just grabbing onto things. They're very versatile. You can, if you need a pair of pliers, you can grab this, and half the time, more than half the time, this is going to, do what you need it to do. And then over here, these are the new, I think these are called the Talon Grip pliers, and these are amazing. They're super, super, it's going to be hard for me, to show you with one hand, but they're extremely rigid. They're strong. They have some aggressive teeth. You can use these on anything, pulling out cotter pins, hose clamps, literally anything. And they have 3 different settings. They have this setting. I don't think I'm going to be able to do this with one hand, but they have this setting. They have the one where you go in the middle, and then they have the one all the way over here, and they expand really, really. Let me see if I can do this. I might have to put down the phone. If I can't do it, I'm just one hand. It's hard to do with one hand, but you guys, these are pretty popular. You guys, if you're watching this video, probably know how these work. These are really good. Just some regular needle nose pliers. These are also the I guess the in the Talon grip line, these are just regular slip joints, but again, they have 3 different positions. They have this one. I'm not gonna be able to do it with one hand. They have the middle one and the third one, and they expand out really wide. You can see they have some nice aggressive teeth. They're really strong. Just a very versatile pair of pliers. Regular, some smaller slip joint pliers, and then 2, just this is like I think a 7 or 8 inch pair of side cutters, and this is I think a 5-inch pair of side cutters. So yeah, happy with the plier drawer. I do love my Snap-on pliers. I think they're worth every penny. Yeah, I mean, this is a drawer that I'm very happy with. And the only thing else I want to get is I want to get one of those that Blue Point mini plier set. I think it's got like 12 pieces or something like that. I want to kind of put that right here, and then that'll be pretty complete. But yeah, very happy with this drawer. Pretty much every plier that you could really need. The only thing I don't really have is any of those like pistol grip pliers, but I've never found myself really needing those, or I don't really. I mean, I guess they could come in handy in certain jobs, but yeah, all these pliers, they definitely get the job done. All right, what do we have next? This is all right. So this is kind of a just a go-to drawer. I definitely need to fill this up a little bit more and make more use of the space, but just stuff that I'm commonly going to. You have your multimeter right here. I got to get a better multimeter. I mean, this one's fine, but I have a battery tester right here. This is just a quick little scanner. If there's a check engine light, I want to read the code within like 10 seconds, this will do it. It's a spark plug gapper tool. If you're gapping plugs and you want to be really precise, this is the tool to use. Like I said, I do work on a lot of performance cars, and sometimes you get like a iridium plug, and it comes pre-gapped to like 40 thousandths, and you got to gap it down to like 24 thousandths. This is the tool to do it. Instead of banging on it, this is going to get you. It's very precise. It's going to get you right where you need to be. Really good tool. This is a oil filter cut open tool. If you a lot of times when I'm doing a job on a customer's car, especially if it's a high performance car and I'm doing an oil change, I'll just cut open the filter and do a little oil analysis with this. You can, if that oil's been in there for a couple thousand miles and you cut it open, if there's anything going on in the engine, you're going to see it in the filter. That's for sure. These are some micrometers right here. Some oil filter wrenches, some impact drivers. This is a caliber wind back tool made by Lang. Use this a lot. And then we just have some, we have a tire tread depth gauge. Obviously test lights, one of the most, you got to have a test light. If you know how to diagnose things and you have a test light, you can pretty much do whatever you need to do. I got another one right here. I have a thermal, just a whatever they call that, a thermometer, an infrared thermometer, maybe. I don't even know if I'm calling that, if I'm saying that correctly. This is some terminal pin, is a terminal pin removal tool, brake gauge tool. You guys get the idea, just a lot of stuff. Oh, and then this. So this is really cool. So what this is, so again, this is my go-to scanner, this Autel. It works great. I love it. I've been using it for a long time. This I just got. I used it a little bit. So this is a Bluetooth. They have a ton of these out already. So I'm not going to take it out, but basically it's what it looks like here. It's a Bluetooth scanner. It hooks into the OBD2 port, and then you download the app on your phone, and you use your phone in conjunction with this to to read codes and stuff like that. Now the thing about this is, and I don't know if it's the first of its kind or not, but this is actually bi-directional. So most time, they have a ton of these on the market. These these Bluetooth scanners that hook up to your iPhone or your Android, and you can read codes and read live data. But this one actually is bi-directional, so you can turn, you can control. You can turn on and off solenoids, like evap solenoids, injectors. This does everything that this scan tool does. This does pretty much everything that, these, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 Snap-on scanners do. I haven't had much use with this, but I did test it on my Armada when I got it. I wanted to see, before I'm going to use it on a customer's car, I want to familiarize myself with it. And I mean, I was turning on and off purge and, evap solenoids, and it's fast. I mean, this was like $60, and it literally does everything that, you know, these top of the line scanners do. So like I said, I did test that out on my own car and it worked great. Gonna put it to use a little bit more and we'll see how it does. But yeah, I mean, a little Bluetooth scanner that hooks up to your phone that's bi-directional. I mean, that's ridiculous. All right, going on to the next drawer. Okay, so this is kind of like my so this is like tap and dies, extractors, drill bits. You know, so basically you have like, this is like my my Lang. This is made by Lang. I think Lang makes all the tool truck ones, but this is a rethreader kit. I use this on everything. I mean, if you take out a fastener, it's got Loctite on it. You definitely want to clean out the threads. You know, I like to take my time when I'm working on cars. You know, like I said, this is my side hustle and I'm in no rush to get things done. So when I take out a bolt, I always like to try to clean up the holes and make sure that bolt goes back in there really nicely. So I use this kit all the time. I try to use it as much as I can. These are two tap and die sets. This is a right here, a snap-on, kind of like a master. You know, you drill out, you know, if you get you know, break off a bolt, you drill it out, you know, you hammer this in and this extracts the bolt. This works really well. I am missing my, I guess 7/32 one. Don't know where that went. This is a DeWalt drill bit set. Really, really good. Haven't broken any of these yet. This is another lug nut extractor set. It's a small little drill bit set. It's good for kind of starting off a hole and then you go to a bigger size. This one is this is a really good tool to have. I have a couple different sets of these. This one I keep in here. This is a thread insert kit. So basically, you know, if you strip out a, you know, if you strip out a bolt or whatever and you want, you know, you have two options basically. You can either tap it to the next size or you can tap it and then put a thread insert in there and then use the original size bolt. And I always try to elect to do that. Then, you know, if you're doing like a oil pan or something like that and they're all M6x1 bolts and one of them, you know, strips out or whatever, you know, I'll definitely go to this before I go to a tap and die set and go to the next size up. So this kit really comes in handy. It's not a kit that you really want to use too often, but you know, when you need it, you need it. And I actually have a master set of this. It's got like twice as much of it's like twice the size of this. I don't even know where that is, but you know, I like to have it in case I need it. This is a Milwaukee drill bit set. These are just more extractors. I think these are made by, I think Turbo Socket is the company that makes these. These are Mac rebranded, but as you can see, you know, if you round off a fastener, you know, you pound this on there and it's gonna work most of the time. They work really well. Just some more extractors and stuff like that. This is a spark plug thread chaser. You know, if you take out a plug and it comes out kind of hard, you know, this is a pretty useful tool. You put a little bit of grease on this, you run it in there, you know, you make sure you don't get anything into the cylinder. But when, you know, when you go to thread the new spark plug in there, you know, you want it to thread in there nice and easily. You don't want to cross thread anything in the head, obviously. And this is actually a pretty good tool. You know, I try not to use that, but if you need to use it, you need to use it. This is a wheel stud installer tool. It's just got a bearing on one side, a taper on the other side, and you know, you can just run a wheel stud in with your impact with this tool. Really versatile tool. I think Lyle makes this. Yeah, I think it's Lyle, but good for doing wheel studs. This is a O2 sensor thread chaser. A lot of times when you're doing O2 sensors, you know, they come out pretty rough, and you gotta, the threads get a little burgered up. You chase it with this a couple times and they're as good as new. This is a master quick disconnect tool for like fuel lines and stuff like that. Impact driver. This is a battery portable battery jump box. It's 2,500 amps. It's good for 50 charges. I keep that in here. This is really good. Actually, you can charge your iPhone on it. I think it's like 10 times the speed rate. I'm not going to open it up, but it's why not? Let's open it up if I can. Let me see with one hand. All right, so you can see it's a jump box. You have your jump cables right there. And like I said, it's good for 50 charges. It's literally a 2,500 amp jump box, and it works really, really well. This is the company name right there. So good to have, you know, if I'm if a car gets towed and it's not in my driveway and I can't use this to jump start it, I can just, you know, take this right out, jump start it, bring it in the garage. Really handy to have. And then this is just a stud extractor set. So if you need to, you know, if you need to extract a stud and you don't want to mar it up, this does a pretty good job. This is a metric set. They also do make an SAE set, but this works for pretty much, you know, it's pretty universal. It works for most studs. So yeah, that's this drawer. Just like I said, drill bits and extractors, you know, thread restorer kit. The next one is pretty bland. It's pretty bland. It's just hammers, you know, regular hammers, dead blows, you know, punches, regular punches, brass punches, pickle forks, pullers, tie rod end pullers, smaller punches. This is for battery. This is a battery terminal crimper. You have a bunch of little dies in there for what size gauge wire you're crimping. Toyota oil filter sockets, some more pullers right here. This is a hose clamp. You know, you get into tight spaces and it's you know, you use it right here, and you can get into a tight spot and compress the hose clamp with it. I don't really use this all that much. Once in a while. Some more pullers, a brake caliber tool, seal puller tool, another puller, again, some oil filter removal tools, windshield wiper puller, just a bunch of different pullers, and you know, hammers, punches, stuff like that. Pretty basic drawer. Coming down to here, these are my more commonly used blow molded cases. I do keep a good amount of blow molded cases underneath the bench, but these are the ones that I tend to go to more often. This is a Mac fuel injection test kit. You know, you want to test fuel pressure, you take this out. This is a compression test kit. You know, you gotta have that. This is a Blue Point Master oil filter cap set. I use this all the time. When I do oil filters, I like to my preferred method is to run it down by hand as much as you can, and then get like a little stubby ratchet on one of these filter caps and then give it like another half a turn. You're not over torquing it at that point, but you know it's not going to come off. That's always how I do oil filters, and I've never had an issue taking them off, and you know, just kind of like how I like to do it. I don't even know what this is. Let's find out. I think this is a harmonic balancer. Oh no, it's a harmonic balancer puller set, good for like GM, Chrysler, some Fords. Has some interchangeable tips right here. These are the pieces that go into the you know, the push into the crank, and then you pull it out. And this is a forcing screw. I don't even know who makes this, but it's a good kit. This is a dial indicator. I do know that. Power probe. This kit is absolutely invaluable. You know, just basic power probe 3. Nothing fancy, but I use this. Like I said, I really, I'm pretty good when it comes to electrical stuff, and I enjoy doing electrical stuff, especially like, you know, like I said, I do get a lot of cars here that come from other shops, and you know, they can't figure it out, and then you know, I like spending some time and you know, printing out schematics and learning the theory and operation of different you know, different cars and modules and stuff like that. And you know, when you take out your power probe with some test leads and stuff like that, and you can, you know, you can pretty much do your whole diagnosis with a power probe. It's amazing. I love it. Noid light set, I don't use that at all when I'm testing injectors. I just use a test light. Vacuum pump right here. Some more compression hoses right here. That's pretty much it. A lot of things that I do go to on a consistent basis in this drawer. And then kind of getting to the home stretch here. This is just a basic drawer. I have all my lights, blades, markers. You know, when I print out wiring diagrams, I like to be able to highlight all the colors and stuff like that. Just more markers, charging cables. It's the key to my box right here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing more to really about that drawer. This drawer is also just pretty much an extension of that drawer. This is the charger for my computer, some magnets here, I have a bunch of these, you have to, if you get in somewhere and you have to like look behind, and you need to magnifying glasses, you need to see like what you're doing. These are really good to, I have this size, I have the smaller size, really good when you need it. This drawer is just kind of pretty much, you can see some more fuel line disconnect kits, disconnectors. Nothing really in here. I got to make more use of this drawer. Some paint markers, if you're torquing down some bolts and, you want to be, you want to mark the bolt after you're done torquing it down. Comes in handy. Some feeler gauges right here. Yeah, I said magnifying glasses. I meant mirrors. I was like, why can't I figure out what to call this? Yeah, sorry about that. I'm tired. I've been working all day. This is good for right here. If you drop something in an engine compartment, little hook claw tool, use that all the time. I mean, no matter how careful you are, you're going to drop stuff and you got to fish it out. So yeah. Coming down here, more blow molded cases. This is my, I'm not going to go over every one, but since this one's on the top, we'll do this one. This is a harmonic balancer puller tool. You can use it for steering wheels. It's got all the you have your forcing screws, you have your bolts that thread into, the balancer or whatever you need to pull. Really good set. I think this is made by Katie Tools. I've had it for a while. I've used it a bunch of times and it's really good. Got this on top here. Brake piston compressor. Obviously use that on every brake job. This is just a like a brush set. Lyle caliber wind-back tool. Block tester. What else? Dremel. I use this all the time. It's kind of it seems like a lot of people don't have a Dremel, and I use this kit all the time. I mean, especially if you're if you're installing something, like let's say you're installing a modification to a car, like a supercharger or something like that. A lot of times in the instructions, they're going to have you grind down certain parts of the of the radiator shroud or whatever, and you get this in there, and you have your your air tools, you have like your grinders and stuff like that, but this is really precise. They have a bunch of different tips, and you can get in there and you can make really precise cuts with this. So I use the Dremel a lot. It's really a invaluable tool. This is a cheap smoke machine that I use for evap diagnostics. This is a harmonic balancer tool for Gen 3 Coyotes. It's made just for that. In fact, I haven't used it yet. I was supposed to do oil pump gears on a Gen 3, and I actually didn't end up getting the job, but I bought this for that job. So we'll use this eventually, but it's supposed to work pretty well. This kit I bought, I have a customer that came in for a transmission fluid. He had a transmission pan gasket leak, so we fixed that. He also wanted an oil change, and when I looked at the oil plug, it had like blue JB Weld or whatever all over it. You could tell that it was stripped out, and somebody, they didn't fix it correctly. So we were gonna, he's gonna bring his car. I didn't do an oil change that day because I didn't. He was in for a, like I said, he came in for a transmission pan gasket leak, and I fixed that up. And he also wanted an oil change. And I was like, yeah, sure. It's only another 15 minutes. But then when I saw that the plug was all messed up by, we decided that we're going to do it another time. So I bought this kit. Basically just taps. You tap to the next size, drain bolts, washers. You just got to make sure. I haven't used this kit yet, honestly. But, it's pretty self-explanatory. You run a drill through it. You put a little bit of grease on the tap, you go slowly, you tap it out, you run maybe, 4 or 5 quarts of oil through it, get out all the shavings, and you have your new drain bolts. Haven't used this kit yet, but, it should, it's pretty self-explanatory. It should work pretty well. I bought that for that car, but, haven't done that yet. But like I said, when he brings it back, I'm sure this is going to work, quite well. And, some other stuff down here. What is this right here? Oh, that's another thread insert kit. This is a what is this? This is a borescope. Don't use that very often, every now and then. But yeah, and then the final drawer is going to be this one right here. And this is just, I got my Sawzall right there, air tools, air hammer, die grinder bits. That's really it. Air tools, I don't go into this drawer much. I use this tool a lot right here. This goes onto your drill, and when you're doing a brake job, it goes over the studs, and you clean the studs out. You can actually clean the whole hub out with this. So I use this a lot. It's probably when I go into this drawer, if I'm not reaching for the Sawzall or the air hammer, I'm reaching for this. I use this a lot. It also has another attachment here that's a little bit, I guess, wider than that one, or maybe this one's a little more coarse, I don't know. But a bunch of other attachments, mostly just for cleaning off stuff for like hubs and stuff like that. But yeah, you get the idea. And then underneath here, I just got this tool right here. I used to just have a Big Master cooling system pressure tester, but I also wanted to, I saw this one. This was like, so Astro Pneumatic, I believe makes this kit, and it's like $250. This kit's made by Mishimoto. This is like $100, and what this is it's a, let me kneel down here. It's a pressure tester kit, but it's also a vacuum refill kit. And for certain cars, if you're doing like a supercharger on a car and it has like an intercooler system, a lot of times you have to, there's only one, you can only fill it up by vacuum filling it. So I wanted to have this. I haven't used it yet, but it's a tool that I've always wanted to get, and I did get it. I also made the one thing, I'm kind of proud of myself, but I made this. So this is the, so if you're not familiar with how a vacuum, a coolant vacuum refill kit works, is it pulls, you attach a cap to the radiator, you attach this hose right here to the cap, and then you basically pull a vacuum on the system. You hook up a air hose to this, you pull a vacuum on the system, and then you put this hose right here into a bucket of coolant, and then you basically open up this valve, and the coolant displaces the vacuum, and it fills it up perfectly pretty much every time. Now, the one thing that I didn't like about this kit, and that so UView makes this kit. I think UView is the most popular brand that a lot of people buy. It's a little bit more expensive than this kit, but the one thing that I never understood was, when you take this hose and you put in the coolant, well, you still have all this air in the hose before you open up the valve and you fill it with coolant. And UView, they address that. So this kit, I've watched a lot of videos on YouTube of people doing this, and they always just stick the hose in the bucket and they open up the valve, and it, they fill it that way. But there's air in this hose, so whatever when you open up this valve and you start sucking your coolant, you're going to suck in air initially. UView actually, they address that by saying to, as you're pulling a vacuum, to open up the valve, and then once the coolant reaches the top of the hose, to close it. But that doesn't do anything, because all you're doing is sucking up like whatever air is in this hose, whether this is submerged in coolant or not, whatever air is in this hose, if you open it up and shut it off, that air is just going to move up in the system basically. So basically what I did was I made this little contraption right here. And what I do is I hook up a vacuum pump. So I put this in coolant, I hook up a vacuum pump with this, and I pump it up, I prime the line, I get it to right here, right below the fill valve. And then, so I open up the line, I attach a vacuum pump to it. This line's submerged in coolant. I pull a vacuum on this before it's ever hooked up to the tool. I fill it up. I wait till there's no bubbles. I close the valve, and that way, again, I haven't even used this kit yet, but this should work well, and it should address the issue of, not sucking up any of that initial air into the system. But yeah, by priming this with a vacuum tool, I just, I said to myself, there's always going to be a little bit of air that gets into the system, unless you figure out a way to completely get the air out of this and prime this before you hook it up to your tool. So I made this. It just connects to I just hooked this up to my vacuum pump. I pump it up. I get all the air out. I wait until it's completely full with fluid. And I said, I'm saying this like I've done it already. I haven't done it already, but then I'll close the valve, and then when I open it up, it'll just be fluid. All the air will already be out of it. But anyway, like I said, I haven't done that yet, but I think that's going to work quite well. And when I bought this kit, I was like, I knew that was an issue, and it didn't seem like there was anybody that really had an answer to that issue. So I just I made this, and this in conjunction with the vacuum pump should take care of that issue. So, when I use it, looking forward to using it. Haven't used it yet. I mean, I've used it, I've had a cooling system pressure tester for forever. Not this one, but a different one. I actually had one by Power Built. And, I use that for pretty much every time I have an overheating issue. The first thing you do is you pressure test the cooling system. You try to find the leaks. But, this one having the vacuum refill part to it, looking forward to using that. Not going to use it on every car, but certain cars, definitely gonna use it. So yeah, that's the toolbox right there. Man, this is a long video. I don't know how this video is coming out at all. But let's complete it. Over here I have my AC manifold gauges. Over here I forgot to show you, I have this this kit right here. It's a vacuum pump to pull a vacuum on the AC system. It's got a bunch of other stuff in there, adapters for like cans, stuff like that. I do AC work here. But I have my manifold gauges here. I have some hammers over here. This is a thread pitch checker. I use this kit all the time. I've had this for like 10 years. You take out a bolt, you're not sure what it is, or a nut. You just, you figure out which one it goes into, and it tells you right here, like this one's an M10 by 1. This set was pretty cheap. Got it for like 20 or 30 bucks, and I use this all the time. Trash cans. This is my detailing station. Just your most, just some common detail stuff. Glass cleaner, some wax. Just pretty much everything. Compound, window. Some cutting compound, glass cleaner, plastic restorer, leather cleaner, clay bar lube, more glass cleaner. You guys get the idea. Microfiber, towels, and some applicator pads. I have the dual action polisher right here, the rotary polisher right here, some jumper cables, power washer, bucket with some brushes and some wash mitts and stuff like that, some wheel brushes right there. Just like the detailing station. Then over here, I have my shop vac, extension cord, brooms. I have some mats that, if I'm kneeling down, I don't want to be kneeling down on the hard concrete. I use these. This is just a drip pan. Really nice to have if you're doing a job and you have like your coolant, you're doing coolant or oil or whatever, and you have your drain, you have your, your bucket underneath, it's always going to hit, it's going to splash a little bit around the area. Instead of getting it on your floor, you get it on this, it's easy to clean up. So I like having that. My Blue Point roll cart, if I'm doing anything outside of the shop or even in the shop, if I know what I'm going to need, I'll put it here. Just makes it a little bit easier instead of constantly going back to the toolbox. My chair. This is a heater for when it's cold out. Right now we're in the middle of summer. Jack stand, some ramps that I built, some homemade ramps that I built for you drive up on the ramps, and especially for low cars. If you're just doing like an oil change or something like that, you get these out. These are heavy. These are like 100 pounds each, but they work. If you don't feel like, if you can't get a jack underneath a low car and you want to either just drive it up on the ramps, it's five-step ramps, you want to drive it up all the way on the ramps, or you just want to drive it up a little bit and then get the jack under it. It works well for that. But yeah, I mean, that's it. I don't think I left out anything. But like I said, this is just my my home garage. I do this on my free time. I usually just take on one car at a time. I work on a lot of performance stuff. And it's just something that I enjoy doing on my free time, sometimes before I go to work, after I come home from work. It's nice having my own thing here. I don't have to answer to anyone. I don't have to, I'm not, trying to pump out, multiple cars a day. I can just take my time, and, I charge my own prices. I have my own policies here, and, I've earned a pretty good reputation in the area for doing good work. And this is just my place to be. I love my garage. I love my tools. I love my new toolbox, and I enjoy working on cars and delivering a good result to the customers that come here. And just my passion. I love my setup here, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This seems like it's going to be a pretty long one, but yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.